All right, y'all, what's going on? Welcome back. Back with another live. All right. So we got another fight week coming up. Another fight weekend coming up. This is fight week. But yeah, man, it's going down. Got a couple of fights this weekend. I just want to talk about and go ahead and get my picks on these because I'll probably be too busy tomorrow. And I'm not gonna be on live this weekend covering fights. So yeah. Let me see what's going on. Easy. What's up, Easy? Kareem and Marcus Bell. What's up? Yeah, I'm gonna be on here for a little bit. What's up, Six? I'm gonna be on here for however long. What are we talking about? But probably try to keep it about an hour since it's already 8 o'clock. We'll see. You know how we do. We'll see if y'all get me going, and after that, we gotta start debating or whatever. Might keep me around a little longer, but we'll see. We're gonna try not to. Kareem said, "Long time no see." Yeah, man. Where you been, man? What's up? Um, excuse me. Yeah, I was on earlier this week, and I've been getting back into the mix now. So yeah, um, yeah, I got a couple of fights this weekend, man. So I want to get into that, and we'll just talk about those and whatever else comes up. Um, so yeah, but yeah, first I wanted to discuss this, man. This was some shocking news, man. I wanted to first, talk about this fighter here that recently passed away. I wanted to say, rest in peace to Ashley Nichols. Um, yeah, I saw it yesterday. I saw it on Instagram yesterday from her trainer. He had posted this up, and what was his name? Jeff Harrison. Her former coach had posted this up on his IG that Ashley Nichols had passed away, and I was like, wow, man, like that's crazy. It just came out of nowhere. She was only 37 years old. Only 37 years old, man. And they haven't said why, they haven't said why she passed away, so I'm not going to assume anything until they actually put it out there. If they don't want to put it out there, fine. But, I just wanted to say rest in peace and send condolences to her family, man. Cause yeah, because I cover a lot of women's fights, and yeah, man, like sometimes you forget about them, but when they get back into the mix, you be like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember her. And I saw on Instagram just the other day popped up from like 5 years ago. So I've been covering her for a long time. I've been checking her out for a minute. She's been in Invicta, LFA. I think I did a few videos on her fights, I believe. Like I said, it's been a while, but yeah, on my IG, some posts came up. I posted way back in like 2018. That was like almost 6 years ago. So yeah, man, been seeing her for a minute. She's been in the Muay Thai scene. Uh, fought some fought some of the fighters y'all see in the UFC now. Invicta, like I said, let me go ahead and pull up her record. Go ahead and kind of put the spotlight on her here a little bit because it's been uh, let me see, it's been a minute since I can actually like remember some of the fights. I remember like one of the posts came up. She had fought Mallory Martin. Uh, yeah, back in like 2018. Yeah, in Invicta. So yeah, she's one of those veterans, that came up short against some fighters. Ashley AK-47 Nichols. Let's see, her record was 7-4. All right, and her very first fight in WMMA was against Randall Marcos, who she lost to. That was like 11 years ago. That was in Rec MMA. So yeah, she kicked off her debut against Randall Marcos. Um, some of the other fights she's fought, like in kickboxing, I remember Anissa Mexon. She's fought her. Um, what's her name? Sora Tahirian. Few Muay Thai kickboxing fights. Yeah, Mallory Martin, like I said, she's fought her. Then she went to LFA, fought Jacqueline Amaram. Y'all know Jacqueline Amaram, Hillary Rose. And since then, she bounced back on a nice little win streak. She was on a nice little win streak, 3-fight win streak. And the reason I remember seeing her pop up again too was she was going to fight for PAWFC. if y'all are familiar with that, it's another all women's organization. It's not like a big one. I think the last card they put on was almost like 3 years ago. It doesn't really get a lot of financial backing like that. I think Chris Cyborg had promoted it for their first card, but it's not like a huge organization. I mean, it's not even on like that high level like Invicta FC yet, but you've seen some fighters come out of there like Miss Melissa Croden. But yeah, Ashley Nichols, she was going to fight for PAWFC in March. She had just signed on. But yeah, man, this just popped up, man, and she just passed away. Let me see here. MMA Junkie posted this article. Let's see, former LFA title challenger, Invicta FC fighter. She was 37. Her death was confirmed by Jeff Harrison, her former coach, and other loved ones. No cause of death has been publicly revealed. Said, I was fortunate enough to be her mentor and coach at the beginning of that journey. I, along with so many others, admire Ashley for being so courageous, driven, and resilient. She was proof that you could work hard and improve your situation in life and literally become the best on planet Earth, regardless of where you come from. She wanted to be the best. Demons haunted her, but she wanted to be the best. All right. So, like I said, I don't want to make any assumptions, but when you kind of bring up demons like that, sometimes people kind of assume that, things weren't going smooth and she could have, maybe taken her own life. Right. Like I said, I don't know that. Maybe some other things were going on, but you just never know what a person's going through. It's like Angela Lee's sister, right? But yeah, man, I hate to hear that. Still had her life ahead of her. Of course, MMA is not the stopping point for these fighters. There's always something else going on that they can continue on in. So yeah, I hate to hear that. I hate to hear that, man. Rest in peace and condolences to her family. Easy said, rest in peace. I haven't heard how though. Was she sick or something? Yeah, I don't know. Like I was saying in that article, I'm not sure. It could mean something else, but we don't know. Yeah, Marcus, just like that. Kareem said, why are these young fighters dying? Some don't really sound like a lot of like sicknesses, maybe other things going on mentally, so I gotta try to build that mental strength, Easy said, Kareem said, rest in peace to her. Yeah, Easy said, I got blocked on MMA Fighting's chat for asking that reporter, was he going to ask Sean Strickland any more questions? Why they block you for that, man? You got blocked on MMA Fighting's chat. Like, is that on Instagram or is it on YouTube? Why'd they block you for that? Did he ask some stupid questions or something? That's what I'm just like, man, that reporter world is crazy. I don't care about that stuff. That whole journalist world, how these on YouTube, they ask crazy questions, man. It ain't our fault. It ain't our fault you ask stupid questions, Was he the one that got checked by Sean Strickland or something? Zami, what's up, man? Yeah, I don't even think I follow them, or do I? Oh, okay, yeah. He said that was the reporter that Sean roasted at the press conference. Got you. I figured so. Okay, all right. So he blocked you. Hey, he the one who came with the crazy questions, so don't get sensitive now. Don't get sensitive now. Wow. But yeah, Ashley Nichols, she'll be remembered. Like I said, I'll cover some of her fights, and I've seen some of her performances. Like I said, I hate to hear that. I just went to her IG the other day, man, and I was looking, and I was like, oh yeah, she got a fight coming up. Just signed PAWFC, and was locked in the fight. I just don't know what it was though. Let's see. Yeah, because PAWFC has a card coming up March 9th. Less than a month away, and they've already got few matches already made, for a lot of these up and comers and some of these experienced fighters. And let's see. Yep. Yep. Earlier this month, she had just signed on the fight. That's crazy. Mm. Hate to hear it though, man. But yeah. But on another note, man, it is another fight week here, and I think we only got 2 WMMA fights this weekend. I want to double check. Let me see. UFC 298. All right. Let's see. Marcus said, I think the preparation for Suarez will help Lemos in the Dern fight. Yeah, it should. It should, because say she was preparing for a more physical threat, a more physical threat, more advanced threat, somebody that will get takedowns, I think that would help Lemos. But knowing that Mackenzie Dern isn't as strong, isn't as accurate with her takedowns, should be a little bit more easy for Amanda Lemos, right? Okay, let's see. Yeah, first fight. Yeah, first fight on UFC 298 on the prelims at 6:30. So y'all just tune in at 6:30. They're kicking it off with Andrea Lee and Miranda Maverick. All right. So yeah, like I was saying the other day, man, Andrea Lee and Miranda Maverick. This is a fight that is definitely a make or break for Andrea Lee at this point. Somehow she still has a ranking, and somehow she's still here, and she's on another little losing streak here. So this is a make or break. She has to make a statement and win this fight just to stay afloat. Or yeah, she's number 15. She's hanging on by a thread now. So at number 15, even though she is ranked, she still is on a losing streak here. And if she can't step it up at this point, yeah, that could mean she might be getting cut. I mean, if they let Jennifer Maya go and Tyler Santos go, right? I don't see why they would keep Andrea Lee around any longer now, right? After losing the Arujo, Macy Barber, and Natalia Silva all back to back, and hanging on at number 15. And say if she loses a fourth time or gets dominated in the fourth loss to Miranda Maverick, I think that means she'd be getting cut, wouldn't it? I mean, yes or no? Like, yeah, probably, right? Andrea Lee would get cut if she loses this fight. So, yes, make a break. Miranda's a good fight for her because, it gets her back into the rankings, right there in that, like I said, that revolving door. Get right back into the mix. So that's the one fight she can get right now with everybody else kind of taken or already fought. That's a good, smart move for her. But to me, this is one of these fights where, again, I think it comes down to the fighter that will listen to their corner. And that, to me, that's Miranda. And to the one that makes smarter moves and smarter choices in here. Of course, like I said in the past, whenever you see Miranda fight Jasmine or Aaron, when she was dealing with bigger fighters, it was kind of hard to adapt and adjust just because they were all around stronger and bigger and, just better grapplers and wrestlers. But in this fight here, I think that there is enough room. There is enough room for her to adapt just because of the pace that Andrea Lee fights at. Andrea Lee, she's not like a fast starter, and she just doesn't dominate in one thing. Sometimes even when her jab is it's working for her well, she still doesn't seem to build off of it. Even when she can get a takedown or two, like she took Macy Barber down a few times, it was like she still couldn't build off of it, So I think, Miranda has them chances in there where she'll be the one to initiate takedowns or maybe even build a lead with her striking to get in there and get Andrea Lee down in certain positions. Because again, they train together. So I think it all comes down to Miranda Maverick being the one to have the game plan and learn from those mistakes that Andrea Lee's making, So, um, yeah, I think for Miranda being the shorter fighter here, it would be wise for her to, make the, make the, be the pressure fighter here and make those choices of being more offensive here and kind of taking the lead here. Because, I think, again, Andrea Lee sometimes like she'll just sit back, she'll just sit back and wait, even whenever she has those openings. She's got sometimes, her reach is she's the one with the longer reach in these fights, and she's not using it. So I think that Miranda's the one that she can actually build a lead off of that and get on the inside and use her grappling to just take rounds. Just take rounds in this fight. Like, I don't really see either one of these fighters. I don't really see the one of them like hurting each other here. Like, neither one of them really has that type of power. Well, Andrea Lee, I'd say she has the head kick and those left hooks, but again, somebody has to really like hand it to her. Like, Arujo handed her the chin a few times, but even then, Arujo recovered and still was able to bounce back and win. So I think Miranda, more close quarter fight or physical fight favors her, and Andrea Lee, of course, if she can keep the center of the cage like she did against Calvillo at times, and just pop her jab and those long shots, she should have more success there. And even then, like, if she can get her takedowns first, and if she's able to control, and she can build off of those weaknesses that Miranda has in fights, what she's seen in training, she could win. She could take the lead. I would say it was 50-50 just because they both know each other. They both have trained together. But when I'm looking at who has shown who's shown more initiative in fights to at least try and not like just kind of break, I would say I'll say it's like 60-40 for Miranda. I say that because, yeah, I think that she tends to stay into a fight a little bit more mentally. All right. I think she stays into a fight mentally, whereas I think Andrea Lee sometimes has one or two good rounds. Miranda, she got dominated by Aaron Blanchfield, but I was still seeing somebody that wanted to try. Like, even when Aaron was trying to submit her, she was still in it to try to stay in the fight and survive, or at least try. But Aaron just proved to be the better grappler, stronger and better fighter. Yeah, I would say, yeah, 60-40. I'll go with Miranda in this fight. I think she'll be able to pull out a decision. Easy said Lee is what they call in the wrestling business a jobber. They'll bring her in to lose. Wow. As honest, I remember when Mav's corner telling her not to wrestle, and then her engaging in clinch immediately, though. Yeah, bad choice. I don't know why she did at that time. Like, usually when they've made calls, she'll make the right move. Or usually when her corner tells her something, they're usually telling her right. Yeah, easy EQ. I'll go with Miranda by decision. Like I said, I don't really see anybody getting submitted in this fight or stopped. Should be a good fight. I see some connections, but I think Miranda has a pretty good chin. Andrea Lee, I think she can take a shot as well. Um, the closest Andrea Lee's ever been come, I think the closest Andrea Lee has ever come to getting knocked out or almost stopped was like in the Arujo fight and the Macy Barber fight when she got clipped a couple of times, But if they couldn't get her out of there, I don't think Miranda will like that. Even Miranda, I think Miranda, she taking like hard shots from Macy a couple of times, heavy elbow. I don't really think she took like heavy punches because her movement was better in that fight than Macy Barber's. But yeah, I'll go with Miranda in this fight. Yeah, I think decision is pretty fair. but it should be good. I don't see a boring fight with these two though. All right. Oh man, yeah. Also on the prelims, man. Yeah, yeah. Because I thought they were gonna move it up to pay per view. Well, the pay per view. Well, no, they don't need to be on the pay per view card. Let's be honest, right? Uh, they're both coming off of losses, right? So yeah, also in the prelims, let's go ahead and talk about this. Amanda Lemos and Mackenzie Dern. I want to go back up to a couple of comments here. Hold on. Easy said Dern is dumb. Wow. She was on the MMA hour laying out her whole game plan. Lemos might smoke her now. I didn't watch it today. I didn't watch it, but what was she saying? Was she saying she gonna rush her or take her down? Oh, Colton, what's up? He said Mackenzie Dern says she'll be champ by the end of the year. People say a lot of things, but will she? I don't know. Will she? I don't know. Oh man, let me see. Will she? Do I ever see her being champion? Not with them choices she's been making in the last few fights, man. Gary Baldwin said Lee also got clipped by Silva. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She did get clipped in the first round. That's right. Yeah, so she been clipped by Natalia Silva and what is her name? Natalia Silva, Arujo, and Barber. And she survived them. She's been able to recover. All right. There we go. Yeah, so this fight here, yeah, it's the opener. Well, not the opener, but the headliner for the prelims card. And I'm like, yeah, that's about where it needs to be. They're both coming off some hard losses. They're Andrade's daughters. I'm just saying that, if you can't beat Andrade, that kind of says that, okay, I think the problem is IQ with these two fighters, right? And ain't no disrespect. I mean, it's just the truth. It's just the truth, right? Like if we see Amanda Lemos coming up short, well, beyond short, getting finished by Andrade in one round, and you get Dern leading with her chin, getting knocked out by somebody that the blueprint has been laid out more than 10 times. Yeah, you got to say there's an IQ issue here. There's an IQ issue here with both fighters. I mean, I think Dern, of course, out of these two, she has the more polished striking, and of course, she's got more power, and she's seen more things, like as far as like experience. But does the experience like carry over into the next fight? I'm not sure. Sometimes it doesn't look like it. Still swinging for the fences in some of her fights. So my thing is like she's got to really slow it down, especially against like Dern. Like Dern coming off of that Andrade loss. I don't know if she's gonna want to go in there and try to stand or bang with Lemos. So Dern is probably going to be trying to drop levels in this fight and try to get this thing to the ground. Robot Chicken, what's up? He said, who you got? I'll let you know in a minute. Easy said she was talking about how she was gonna just come in seeking to take her down and dominate her like Wei Lee, like it was gonna be easy. Oh, come on. Like she said, like Wei Lee. Oh my goodness, come on. You got the flow, just like Wei Lee said. You got the flow. And Wei Lee did that for 5 rounds. I don't know if Dern's been 5, but I don't know if Dern has that type of energy to go 5 rounds like that. Marcus said Dern is gonna mess around and leave her chin up in the air. Yeah, that's another thing, like hold on. Dern, the chin thing. Hold on, let me pull this just a second here. Let me see. Dern has more power. More power than Lemos? Nah, I don't think she got more power than Lemos. I think Lemos has more power. I think Dern has some pop on her punches. You know, maybe if she learned how to throw with better technique and then throw herself into it, she might she might deliver a she might deliver some more power than we've seen in the past. Like if she really worked on it and maybe worked on her core too, like as far as, just training on how to throw power punches, she might be able to I say she'd be able to execute more power more knockouts maybe or hurt more fighters if she just didn't throw her whole throw herself off balance. But I'd say Lemos has more power though. And Dern definitely has something on her punches though. She has something on her punches. She's not like a feather, she's not a pillow fisted fighter. If Dern gets starched, it's not gonna look good for her career, given how the last fight went. Yeah, definitely. That's another thing about this fight, man. Like, do y'all think it's too soon? Do you think it's too soon? I mean, she's just coming off of the Jessica Andrade knockout loss. And of course, this is not a Turner. This is not like a short notice fight. It's not. I mean, it's just a quick return for somebody that just got knocked out and didn't really look good in the fight. Like of course she connected on Andrade, but she didn't do anything to her. You know, when you go in there and get knocked out like that, it's like now you coming back against another puncher. Just doesn't seem wise, but hey, to each their own. I mean, she wants to go in there and prove something. But if she goes in here, yeah, and loses, she comes in here with the same game plan. I mean, that's going to say a lot about where she stands in her career. Where she's going to go from here. What's up, Lolita? She said Lemos definitely has more power. Six said Dern needs to learn how to use her length and size better. Yeah. Yeah. And that's like I said when I compare her and Aaron, like, both her and Aaron come from the jiu-jitsu background, but you can see that Aaron she's tackled mixed martial arts in a much smarter way. Like Aaron Blanchfield, because I compare these two to myself. Like I don't talk about it on here a lot, but when I'm just kind of looking at fighters that come from like jiu-jitsu backgrounds, everybody was talking about Mackenzie when she first started, but if y'all go back and look at some of my early videos, I wasn't really impressed. A lot of people thought I was hating, but I'm just saying, I was like, nah, I ain't seeing it. Like even when she first got signed, like people were already hyping her up to be this next big thing. I'm talking about way back, like 7-8 years ago. And I was like, okay, she's good on the ground because I watched a lot of her jiu-jitsu matches, but I was like, I don't see it carrying over because, she was just not like putting it together. But when I seen Aaron from jiu-jitsu and then come into MMA, I was like, this girl gonna be a problem. And she came in like what 19, 18, young girl, and just looked more well-rounded at that age, smarter. I was like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Like, you can't just come in and be this specialist, man. You got to be this fighter that evolves and is able to pick up different things, So I think Mackenzie Dern, like, her thing is like when she learns something new, she kind of runs with it. She just kind of runs with it and thinks that this is what we're gonna do and this is how it's gonna work out. But it's not gonna always work out like that. You got to be able to change the game plan in a fight. You got to be able to adjust to whatever's going on. And Mackenzie sticks to the same thing, I think, like hoping that it'll work. Like, didn't work this round, it's gonna work the next round. It'll work the next round. It'll work the next thing you know, fight's over. She just got outstruck, by Yana Marina. It works on some girls that, you can get to the ground or they make the mistake. But even the ones that she submitted, they kind of gave her the submission. You know, they gave her the submission. Random Marcos, uh, what is her name? Hannah Cyphers. Who else? Who else? Nina Ansaroff. That was kind of was that a legit takedown? I gotta go back and look. Marcus, do you remember that? Anybody remember the Nina Ansaroff fight? Was that like a legit takedown submission? I remember her hitting Nina Ansaroff with some hard right hands in that fight, but was that like the legit takedown submission for her? Because even Hannah Cyphers, like she just kind of stepped into that. What was it, a heel hook? Like she should have moved, but she gave it to Dern. But same with Randa kind of running into that position on the cage and getting taken down and trying to get the fight to the ground and get submitted by armbar. But trying to remember, like I can't really remember a fight where she just like took somebody down and just submitted them like that. Let's see. Gary Balder said Dern should climb on her back. Easy said, yeah, I mean, climbing on her back, that'd be her best way to get away from the power. Mark said I have to go back and look at that fight again. Yeah, I gotta go back and look at that one too, man. Because when you look at it, like there's still a lot of fighters that she hadn't like taken down and been successful like that. Even Marina Rodriguez. Let me see. Sachin said Dern doesn't have a glass jaw. She was only knocked down by Andrade after taking damage from Marina and yawned for 5 rounds. No, she don't have a glass jaw. No, but that's the thing. She has bad defense, and when you put your chin out there, yeah, you'll get knocked out. You still get knocked out. Like it. That's the thing with her. It's not having a glass jaw. It's having zero defense against hard punches. You know what I mean? Like that's why she's getting knocked out. She's not getting knocked out because of her chin. She's getting knocked out because she's offering her chin on a glass platter. If that makes sense. She's giving them the opportunity to knock her out to the point, all they have to do is say, okay, and eventually you will get knocked out. So yeah, it's not, that's, eventually it'll wear down. Eventually it's going to wear down. Gary said, Dern should climb on her back. Yeah. Easy said, we know better. Specialists don't do well in MMA when everyone is better all around. Right. Nah. 6 Aaron got a chin to get herself inside. Dern has a glass jaw. Oh, that's what you're talking about, Satch. I got you. No, 6. Dern doesn't have a glass jaw. Dern doesn't have a glass jaw. Ebos got kind of a glass jaw. Ebos, she got kind of a wobbly jaw at 115. But yeah, Dern don't have a glass jaw. Like she got dropped constantly against Andrade because she was running into him. She was running into the punches. But yeah, Dern, I don't believe Dern has a glass jaw at all. Yeah, Aaron is a tactician, Lolita. Gary said Dern could possibly put on a Marab performance, fail 90% of her takedowns and still win. Yeah. Cole said Dern said she didn't have a full camp for this fight. I believe it. I believe she does it. She didn't have a full camp. Marcus said Lemos has more power than Dern because once Lemos hits with a good shot, referee stops the fight. Yeah. Yellow leader too soon, but it's gonna be a necessary lesson. Yeah. And yeah, not having a full camp is gonna be a problem in this fight. Not having a full camp because there's still a lot of things that Dern did wrong in the Andrade fight that I believe are going to carry over against Lemos. Again, Lemos and Andrade, they're not the same type of punchers, but if your problem is still leaving your chin out there, then it shouldn't be hard for Lemos to find it. It really should. I mean, with that being said, yeah, Robot Chicken, I'm gonna go with the man of Lemos in this fight for sure. Well, I ain't gonna say it like it's an open and shut thing, like for sure. You know what I mean? But I'm picking Lemos. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Lemos in this fight. I think she has enough to go off of, much like Yan Xiaonan, Marina Rodriguez, and Andrade. I think she has enough to go off of, and I don't see Dern having this type of physical presence or like wrestling that's gonna drown her like Wei Lee. Like you said, easy. Like it is almost a little bit laughable because the work that Wei Lee put in to get to that point, that's a lot of work. Which the things she's done to get where she is, that it takes a lot of work. And if Mackenzie Dern hasn't been working on that throughout her career or last couple camps, and she's only had like a few weeks to do this one or maybe a month, there ain't no way she's gonna take down Lemos and just drown her. And if she does, man, Lemos, I'm gonna be highly disappointed. I'm on petition for Lemos to get cut if she gets drowned by Lemos. If she gets drowned by Dern in this fight, if she gets drowned by Dern for 3 rounds and she gets stuck on her back, I'm gonna be shaking my head, man. It should be no reason for it at all. 6 and Lemos is gonna lay out Dern in this fight. Yeah. It's possible. It is possible. Honestly, if she don't knock Dern out, I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed. What about y'all? Like, this is kind of her chance to, put herself back on the map as, Venom Fist. That she got the power and, the ladies, girls out. So this is kind of her chance to put herself back on the map. Is knocking knocking like, hey, styling. Well, it is different than Montserrat Ruiz, but I'm just saying, Montserrat Ruiz, when she was running in, she caught that chin. So, let's see her line them up again. Let's see if she can line them up when the chins is out like this. Let's see what she can do. Gary Baldwin said Lemos is my pick. 6 in my correction. Dern is just an easy target to hit. Exactly. That's all I'm saying. She's an easy target to hit. And eventually you'll go down when you serve up your chin like that, Yeah, I see where you were coming from with the Andrade fight, though, man. I was like, she was tailor made for Andrade. She really was, man. Lolita said, "Did you say Venom Fist?" Yeah. Sajin said anybody will get rocked if they take punches like Dern. Yeah. Easy said my thing is Dern has no other options when she finds out she can't take Lemos down easily. No, she won't. She really won't because her cage wrestling isn't that. It's not that damaging. It's not really anything that brings damage. It's just like something to kind of hold off and buy time a little bit. So I don't really see that being an issue. Lemos, she can submit too now. Lemos, she can submit too. So, Dern, she has to be very careful of that. I wonder if they're both going to respect each other's jujitsu though. Like for real. Like Dern's saying one thing, but I wonder if they're going to respect each other's jujitsu at this point and just be like, let's keep it standing. Like when Verna and Dern fought. Easy. So my thing is Dern has no other option. When she finds out she can't take Lemos down. Oh, Lily says she like that turn. Okay, yeah. Venom Fist. It's the Venom Fist. It paralyzes you, puts you out. Robot Chicken said depends on Lemos. It depends on Lemos if she clearly dominates Dern. I won't be mad if she doesn't KO her. I'll be a little disappointed if she don't KO her though, because it's right there. It's right there. Cole said this is gonna be Ronda Rousey, Amanda Nunes vibes. You think so? You think so? This fight would tell us a lot about Lemos. It will. It's going to say a lot about both of them. Like, honestly, it could be like a 50-50 thing just because of the mistakes they made. And, like, you have to base it off the Andrade fight. Like, Andrade getting that submission, yeah. it was like something you never seen before, and it was such a quick submission on Lemos. Like you don't see that often, but I think the late start, well, not sorry, like because it was the first round. I can't say she had like a late start, but I mean just kind of like the wrong striking approach, throwing too many heavy shots on Andrade, and if Andrade ducks up under you, she's got you. So in a way, just kind of making wrong choices, it's kind of made this thing. It just turns it into one of those fights where you'd be like, oh man, this is going to come down to whose IQ can be a little bit better, whose IQ can be a little bit, um, who can step it up just a couple of notches. Does it end in the finish though? What do y'all think? Oh, appreciate that, Darby Crash. He said, why hasn't Dern learned to wrestle or worked on her takedowns? Taking her opponents down would bring her opponents into her world. I don't know, man. Like, I think, of course, this isn't like Jason Priol's fault, but I think that they spend too much time on her boxing in her hands because they believe that she has the power to knock girls out. But I think that wrestling and working on the takedowns, to me, is it would benefit her more because she is a jiu-jitsu practitioner. You know what I mean? Like same with like somebody like Aaron. She has to be in a camp like that, like with like Aaron Blanchfield. Like they're working on their striking, they work on their stand-up, but takedowns are very important. Like Aaron's position on the cage, it's not just to hug and hug. Like it's to neutralize you, it's to trip you and take you down. Like even when she got Andrade down, even putting Tyler Santos in those positions where she couldn't barely, breathe, and then, getting Miranda Maverick to the ground, picking up Molly McCann, just you can see that they execute wrestling. But I think Dern, they just spend too much time on the hands because maybe they believe in it a little too much, and maybe she feels like that's where she wants to be. And they got a little excited when she knocked down Amanda Bobby Cooper a little while back. But yeah, I personally think that, yeah, where she needs to be is where she needs to be focused is really her wrestling. That's really where it has to be. Oh, I appreciate that, little leader with the 10 spot. I appreciate that always from both of y'all. Robot Chicken said, here's how I sum up this fight. Lemos fought for the title. Dern can't even beat an elite fighter. Pretty much, right? Let me see. They both got a few common opponents, right? Common opponents. Who are their common opponents? And again, this is styles make fights, because remember, look, Amanda Lemos, she kind of had a tougher fight with Angela Hill. Mackenzie Dern, she ran through Angela Hill, right? She ran through Angela Hill. And then you had Andrade. Andrade, she sunned both of them. Andrade, she sunned both of them. And then they both share Marina Rodriguez and as an opponent. Marina, she pretty much shut out Mackenzie Dern, almost shut out Mackenzie Dern, lost like one round. Amanda Lemos beats Marina Rodriguez. So when you look at those opponents, it kind of tells you a little bit on how they approach certain people and how they approached Angela Hill is kind of interesting, because Mackenzie Dern felt like, okay, I'm not really worried about power with her, so I can just like run through her. I can just go ahead and put this pressure on her. Whereas I think Lemos kind of sat back and looked for the knockout, which is hard to do against Angela Hill because she's a much more fluid, awkward striker, right? Maybe if Lemos took more of a pressure approach, she probably could have dominated Angela Hill the same way, but again, when it was striker versus striker, she gave Angela Hill more of a chance. Andrade, again, when you approach her physically, you pretty much, if you approach Andrade's striking, if you approach her striking zone with no caution, and you just step right in there, chin open, or if you step into her physical zone, you approach her physically like that, pretty much going to lose. You always have to kind of start off with like a pick apart game plan with Andrade. And when you look at that fight, you can see why both of them lost. Easy said Hill got caught off guard, in my opinion, but she still got whooped. Yeah. Yeah. Angela Hill, she legit didn't expect any of that aggression. And yeah, she couldn't adjust to it. It was just like she had to accept it for it was 5 rounds, right? It was a 5-round fight. Dang, that make it even worse. Marina Rodriguez, again, she had better footwork, better striking IQ. Then when she fought Lemos, man, that was just like a different. I just don't know what happened. Like, I guess the power and the strength against another striker was really her downfall. Like, because if you look at it, Marina Rodriguez, she beat a lot of grapplers. She'll beat a lot of grapplers, even though she'll get taken down. She'll still beat a lot of fighters that can grapple. Like Marina Rodriguez, her actual problems with some fighters that can strike, like Jan Janan and Lemos. So to me, when I'm just kind of looking at how they've taken approaches in the past, I think, if Lemos, if she plays the same game like she did like against Angela Hill in this fight, she'll be a little bit more successful because, Angela Hill, she's going to try to stay on the back foot and she'll throw flurries. She'll throw a lot of feints out there. She'll be moving at angles. That'll kind of that kind of messes with Lemos's head a little bit. Like she want to throw a big punch, but she can't land it because he's moving. But with Mackenzie Dern being more come forward and trying to swing wild and trying to go for takedowns, that's right up Lemos's alley. That's right up Lemos's alley. So I think, I would go with Lemos in this fight. Lolita said Maria's too skinny. She needs more power and muscle. Yeah, she's got to get the takedown defense up too. Can't be getting taken down the way she is. Easy said catch Andrade with an uppercut while she rushing in, and it's night. They don't. They really don't, man. They don't utilize uppercuts in MMA, man. I don't know why. Like same with Alexa Grasso, man. Like honestly, man. Like Alexa Grasso probably could have knocked Valentina out a couple of times. Like her being a boxer, if she throw them uppercuts in the way Valentina steps in sometimes with her left hand, that was one of the punches I called in the past. Like somebody asked me how do I think Grasso beats Valentina, I said you got to have an uppercut. Throw some uppercuts because when she leans in with that Superman left hand, or she steps in like she did a few times in the last few fights, I said anybody throws uppercut, they could probably drop her. Of course, Grasso was able to drop her, with her boxing. But I think if you want to finish that uppercut, it'll surprise you. Even Manon at times, like Manon, she could have caught Rose with an uppercut a few times. Like whenever Rose would step in, try to take her down, the uppercut is there. Manon, they kind of need to throw those. They need to kind of learn how to throw more variety sometimes in there, even if it's like for one specific type of fight, just don't sit back and throw the same, telegraph shots all the time. You want to kick Andrade right in the chin. Andrade smiled. He's uppercut in women's fighting. Maybe it's I don't know if it's like the chest. I don't think it shouldn't really be that. Like, because, if a person's leaning in with the chin, you can still throw it and catch him with it. Yeah, implants is a bad idea for a fighter. I mean, Pearl Gonzalez. I mean, somebody had one pop, I believe. I can't remember. Was it Pearl Gonzalez had an implant pop? That's what I'm saying. Like some things, like if you're gonna fight, or if you want to be a woman and you want to do the women thing, you better go ahead and do that. But like if you're gonna start trying to get all this other stuff done, lip work and chest implants and all of that, fighting probably shouldn't be for you, because you can't carry that. I mean, you can't unzip them and pull them out before a fight. You know what I mean? Like when they're in there, they're in there. They don't put zippers on them, so you can just unzip and put it out, put them up in the locker, put them back in. Later on, don't work like that. Ernest, what's up, man? Easy said, I mean, hitting someone in the chest is legal, man or woman. Yeah, it is. Yeah, hitting them in the chest is legal. Hitting them in the chest is legal. Yeah. Ernest said the worst is those who wear fake eyebrows into the cage. Yeah, all of that. Like, if you worried about, how you look, putting all this fancy stuff on, you might want to stop that. Stop that, or maybe you're in the wrong business, because if you just come in to look good and then get beat up, that's not a good look for you. That's why I don't even want to see Paige Van Zandt come back. She talking about coming back to BKFC, and it's like, why? Paige brags about making more money in OnlyFans and her own website than MMA put together. Then, why come back to fighting? Why damage your money makers? Why even do that? Easy says, stop talking about Rachel Ostovich. Like, oh man. M, what's up? He said, does anyone remember when Tamires Vidal basically stopped the fight herself when she got punched in the breast by Rendon? Very weird, because it was a legal shot. Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah. I guess, like when you punch up by the chest area, in the middle, but I guess getting kind of punched in your, getting punched in the boob is getting punched in the boob. I guess it's kind of like getting punched in the balls, right, for a man. So let's say just wear some protectors up top, man. Like I really wouldn't tell another woman to target another woman's boob like that on purpose, because even the ones that come in there with implants, like I said, they could pop. I can't remember whose it was. Was it Pearl Gonzalez? I believe it was hers that popped in a fight. You see, Kat Zingano had to have hers removed. Kat Zingano had hers taken out. So nobody said it hurts. I can imagine being hit like that. But what else is going on? Let me see. Those are the two fights this coming weekend. Let me see. Who else do we got? Let me see what's going on next weekend. I would like to call these couple of fights, but I'll be busy, so I'll be on for the Marino Royale card though. Are there any WMMA fights on that card? Oh, I don't think so. Wow. The prelims card for Marino Royale. Let me see. You got 3, 6, 7 fights. In the main card, you have 3, 6, 7. So you got another 14 fights. February 24th. Oh, Sam and Yasmin Haurigi, they fight. They fight the next Saturday. They only got one fight on that card. Easy, so I would tell them to aim for the chest if you see the opening. Hey, I mean, same solarplex, right up in the chest, up in that area. Yeah. I mean, I ain't trying to, bust no airbags or nothing like that. All right, what else is going on, man? Any other fights y'all want to talk about before I get off of here? Like another 15 minutes. Oh yeah. Robot Chicken. Shout out to Robot Chicken. Thank you, man. He said Roman Kovalev fights. Cool. Dang, I forgot he was on this card. He fights this weekend. Man, that's my that's the dude I've been watching too. I'm a fan of. Is he on Roman Kovalev? Yeah, he's on the main card too. Yeah, he's fighting. Oh yeah, Anthony Hernandez. That's a step up for him, man. Because his last 3 fights, he won dominant. Those are some big knockouts. But let me see. That's a big step up for him. That's 3 in a row. Is Anthony Hernandez? What's his rank? Is he 15? Because I remember him saying something about him wanting a ranked fight. Yeah, he's 15. Yeah, he just dropped to 15. Okay, yeah, he's 15. So yeah, this is gonna be a step up for him. I'm definitely rocking with him to see if he can break into the top 15. Costa Whitaker. Oh yeah, that should be a good fight. When was the last time Paulo Costa fought though? I still got Robert Whitaker in that fight. I think Robert Whitaker, his striking and his IQ is still enough to beat Paulo Costa. He just can't get caught with anything big, because I think that Robert Whitaker's chin is kind of deteriorated a little bit. He's been doing some dances up in there lately. He been getting caught a couple of times, and yeah, he's been doing that dance a little bit. Even against DDP, man, when he caught him, I was like, oh man, here it go. Paulo Costa kind of wild and swinging with it. He should be able to take him apart with just the jab, man. Yeah, he ain't fought since Luke Rockhold. Paulo Costa ain't fought since Luke Rockhold. It's about a year and a half ago. I'm gonna go with you got Costa 6. Now I'm gonna go with Whitaker. Easy said I heard that Cyborg may be helping Holly in training for a fight with Kayla. I don't know if that's true though. That's the word. That was the word. I mean, Cyborg, she went online, she went on Instagram and was reaching out to Holly. She said, yo, I'm gonna come out and train you. She really want to get at Kayla Harrison. She really trying to get into Kayla Harrison skin, man. Yeah, Costa's a dog. He's a dog. I'm gonna go with Whitaker though, man. I think Whitaker will you just, jab him and pick him apart if he can stick to that game plan. If Whitaker loses at this point, it might be on the downside now, man. It might have to start thinking. Might have to start rethinking things. Much as I hate to say. Lolita said, how about Clarissa calling out Chris Cyborg in boxing? Yeah, I saw that on IG. Because I remember a little while back, Chris Cyborg said something about Clarissa Shields wanting to fight or something like that, or they could fight at like 147. But Clarissa Shields, she's too big for 147. She's too big for welterweight in boxing. So I don't really think that's that could happen. So yeah, I saw Clarissa call her out about that. And then I saw Chris Cyborg saying, she basically saying she ain't ready, she ain't having enough opponents. So to me, that's not really a fight I'd want to see. But yeah, I remember like Chris Cyborg had mentioned that fight a little while back, like saying something like she could probably beat her or something like at 147. But I really don't even think that's a good fight, man. I think Chris Cyborg needs to aim for more like Katie Taylor or Amanda Serrano, somebody around that weight. And even then, she still got to put in the work. Like, only have how many professional fights? Two or three, something like that. Let me see. She fought on Terrence Crawford's card, and she just fought a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I think that I don't even think that's a doable fight to me. Easy says Cyborg would drop Shields if she connects, though. She got power. She got some power, man. She got power, especially if you did it maybe like 155 or something like that. 154. Yeah. But if Chris is trying to aim for like 147 around that area, she need to fight those girls. But I still think Clarissa would outbox her. I think Clarissa would still beat her. I still think Clarissa would soundly outbox her. Lolita said Clarissa could make 150. She's fought at 154. She's fought at 154, but I don't know. Like she could make it. Which could she make it and look good? I don't know. Like for boxing, junior middleweight is 154, so I would say she should do 154. Like her and Chris, they could probably do 154, no doubt. I think that would be the doable weight. But 147 is too much. Yeah, because Lolita, Clarissa's real bottom heavy too. That's not something you can just lose like that. So I think 154 is as low as she can go, and yeah, because she grabbed some titles at 154, but ultimately, I think 160 would be nice. Yeah, but easy if Clarissa had if Chris Cyborg kind of started training more to be more of like a inside puncher, she could probably get in on the chin, but it'd be hard to put Clarissa Shields out though. Like maybe like flash knockdown, but like knocking her out, I don't see that. Because even Savannah Marshall, she couldn't put her out of there. Yeah, Clarissa. Yeah. Chris Cyborg walks around, like around 160. Her and Amanda Nunes with Amanda walk around like 170. She said before, so they probably in that same range. Yeah, so boxing how it would go. Clarissa, she outboxer. MMA, Cyborg would. Oh man, Cyborg would have a field day. You know what I mean? Like a mixed martial artist should against a boxer. So, what else we got though coming up? Sam Hughes, Yasmin Haurigi, Josephine Knudsen, and Julia Pilastri. That is March 2nd. All right, so nothing really major. Savannah wouldn't kill a newborn. No. Hey man, she was hurting girls. Savannah was hurting girls. Remember, she was hurting girls for a while. I mean, until she stepped it up. She was knocking girls out. They were giving her people, and then I was telling people, I was like, I don't know, man. Like Savannah, she knocking these girls out, but we'll see. We'll see how long it lasts. Zama said we'll still whoop Costa. I think Paulo is flat-footed. Yeah, he's flat-footed and kind of wears down. Yeah, you got Macy versus Panny. Macy versus Panny. Let me think. The first fight, yeah, Macy won when they fought at featherweight, and Macy got the submission win. Panny, more of a boxer. Macy, she more of like a kickboxer. Long limbs. Switches stances a lot. Has more power, I believe. More power. I think she has more power when she fights at 145. But to me, if this is at 135, that really kind of depends on what Macy shows up. Robot Chicks, I'll take Macy. Yeah, I'm not sure on that pick yet because, like I said, I think with 135, that kind of affects her performances. She spends a lot of time having to cut down, and that cuts into her actual training time. Sparring, and not just sparring, but just technique and everything. So. You say you got Marab beating Cejudo into retirement. Yeah, Cejudo, man, like he think he will come back on some type of run, man. I don't think so, man. Let's go ahead. I hope Marab put him into retirement. Lassane said, did you say Dern striking is more technical than Lemos? Have to just who ran on that one. Who said that? Let me see. Did anybody say that? Did somebody say Dern striking is more technical than Lemos? What's going on, the same? I don't think I said that. I don't recall saying that. But seriously, no. No, I didn't say that. I don't believe that. You might have heard wrong. Like I know I said Dern. I said Lemos is more technical. But yeah. Zama said Palostri is plus 200. That's quite interesting. Is she? Huh. Plus 200. Yeah, Palostri's dangerous though. Palostri, she's, I mean, Josephine knows that she's a good fighter, but like that's kind of some odds though, because it's still I don't know. Yeah, so Huda shouldn't have came back. So Huda shouldn't have came back. I don't really care to see him to try to go on a run. Zach said Dern is getting put down like a sick dog. I hate to say it, but it's true. Yeah, I'm picking Lemos as well. FFC said I wait. Oh, hey, chat. What's going on, FC? He said, considering you also like boxing, it'll be great if one day you make a video now analyzing the astonishing, unprecedented performance by Ngannou in boxing in his upcoming fight with AJ. Yeah, Ngannou impressed me. He did impress me with his Tyson Fury performance, and he impressed me with his IQ in boxing. I think he has a good chance against AJ. I mean, Ngannou got something that some of these boxers ain't got, and I think that's that level of guts and this in IQ that I think a lot of people underestimated, because even I underestimated his IQ for boxing. I thought that he would have gassed in boxing, but Ngannou, he kind of paced himself out, and he fought a very smart first fight against the Tyson Fury, and I think that's what might break AJ. Like, when guys come in too focused, too technical, that's that's like the keys to victory to beating AJ and just kind of breaking him down. So yeah, I might speak on that on the other channel, FC. I got another channel, boxing channel. I haven't really gotten on there because boxing hadn't really been hitting like that. But if you go to my boxing channel, FC, I might try to get back on there as soon as I can. Like, of course, I've been dealing with a lot of family stuff, so I haven't really had a chance to like upload over there. There's a combination of two things, easy. Like, boxing hasn't really been hitting as much as it used to, and dealing with the family stuff that I was like, so two hits kind of gave me an excuse not to make too much boxing, too many boxing videos. And looking at Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia and their corny little pushing, I was like, oh boy, look at these two, man. Like, there've been a lot of like, that's the difference with MMA right now. MMA is giving us fights. The boxers like Tank and all of them, they're just spending time on social media talking like little kids, a bunch of childish, nasty talk. I'm like, why aren't y'all not just signing contracts to fight? Shakur Stevenson talking about retiring. I'm like, what you doing, man? What's going on? Like, while they over here arguing, guys in MMA, they running it back 2 or 3 times. They fighting. They keep on fighting. I mean, Marino and Roy Val, they about to run it back a second time. Rosenstruik, he's lost a couple fights, been knocked out before, but they come right back, man. So I'm just like, what y'all doing? That's one thing that kind of takes away from boxing, man. I think the only reason Hearn put that fight on is because he's looking to dump AJ. I remember when Hearn was talking greasy about Ngannou, saying he wouldn't put him on. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he know AJ kind of on the outside now, on the downside, but there was a time, he didn't want to put that on. He didn't want to entertain Ngannou on him. Zama said Nunes is more technical. Pelostri's got more power. Yeah, Pelostri got a little bit more power. I think Nunes is a little bit more well-rounded. I think she's physically stronger. I think she's stronger in the clinch, or proven to be, so far against the fighters she's been in against. But yeah, technical. Yeah, she's. I would say she's more technical. Yeah. Easy said, I just want to see Haney and Tank go at it. I've never liked Haney coming up because I used to follow his social media and he's not the humble person he pretends to be. I'll tell you this, man. Look, I like Haney as a fighter, his skills, but as a dresser, I mean, that guy can't dress. I mean, I don't know what Haney is wearing, but man, dude was wearing like some big Sonic the Hedgehog shoes and some triple X shirts that looked like he was wearing AJ Anthony Joshua shirts. Looked like he wearing Frankenstein shoes, the monster shoes, and shirts that need to be on Tyson Fury. I was like, dang, man, what you wearing, man? You wearing potato sacks? Easy said he used to talk greasy to old trainers in the Mayweather gym. Yeah, he can box, but I'm just saying, when dude, what you dressing, man, can't dress. Haney stole some shoes from Agapova. Agapova shoes. Yeah, I seen her wearing them things, man. Them big old heel shoes, man. That's why I'm like, yo, y'all just need to post training footage, man. Just post training footage. Like, don't post fashion. Don't make fashion posts out here because we don't want to see that. Oh man. All right, so I'm gonna get off at an hour and 30. I have 15 more minutes. What's some other fights? Haney can afford a stylist. He needs one. Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're stylists though, man. Like, when you get rich, like, stylists don't have style anymore. Is Agapova still in the I believe she's still in the roster. I believe she is. I haven't heard much about her. Who you got, Edwards or Perez, Marcus Bell? I'm gonna go with Edwards. But I think that we missed all the real action, like the real action that took place in the gym. That's about as much action we'll get between those two, but I don't think it's going to be half as exciting as that. And we just read about it. We just read about what they did in the gym, and that was kind of the most entertainment we've seen from both of them. I mean, besides Perez always, shaking her junk in the cage, I don't want to see that. All right, y'all. So yeah, I think that we got some good fights coming up. There's not like a whole lot right now. They're kind of spaced out, but March and April and May, they kind of have a spaced out there too. But the March 30th card has some good fights coming up. Easy says she called Edwards a criminal. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, Zamas, I was confused. Leon Edwards. No, not Leon Edwards. Edwards versus Jocelyn Edwards versus Eileen Perez. Yeah, Jocelyn Edwards versus Eileen Perez, not Leon Edwards. Wasn't Leon Edwards supposed to be on the 300 card? Seemed like they're still trying to get another main event. But if not, Whaley and Yon is going to be the main event. So to me, either way, it don't matter. All right. So I think for the most part, everybody's kind of made their picks. But last minute, like, all right, who do y'all got tomorrow? Put both of your picks. Yeah, put both of your picks in the comment. Who y'all got for the fights coming up Saturday between Lemos, Dern, Lee, and Maverick. All right, who do y'all got? Put y'all's picks in the comments. Final ones. Whaley and Yan. Yeah, Whaley Yan is like the co-main, but it is looking like it's gonna be the main event. All right, Marcus said, let's see. Marcus said he's got Lemos Maverick. Easy said he's got Maverick and Lemos. Solita said Lemos and Maverick. Okay. Zama said he's got Lee and Lemos. Okay. Only fight I think ends at a finish will probably be Lemos and Dern, but decision is still out there. Like, what do y'all think? Do you think? Okay, now we're gonna keep going here. Does Lemos Dern go 3 rounds? Oh, Lolita said, I hope Eileen Perez wins. I don't want to see Eileen Perez win, because if she wins, she's going to start dancing in the cage. Okay, Lolita said KO or TKO. Man, if Dern winds up getting KO'd or TKO'd or stopped again, man, she might have to take some. She probably won't come back to the end of the year. All right, Robot Chicken said Lemos and Maverick. Okay. I think if Lee loses this one, man, that might be it. Mark said, I don't think so. Dern has a habit of leaving her chin exposed. If Dern only has one game plan, she's getting flatline. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it goes the distance. Yeah, because she's been hit so many times before, and you're gonna be hit by an Andrade or Lemos. Eventually, they're gonna crack. They can crack, but eventually your chin will crack. So. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I haven't really talked about. I'm gonna have to jump on later on, maybe like next week or something, and talk about Norma and GDR. Like, I kind of find that fight interesting. If Norma gets by GDR, I kind of want to see her on a crash course with Kayla Harrison now. Like, if those two fight, like Norma and Kayla Harrison, like that would be an interesting fight. Now that she's in the UFC, like style wise, I want to see her fight somebody that's a mover like Norma Dumont. I haven't talked about GDR and because I keep forgetting about that fight, but it's gonna be an interesting one, man. Like, because Norma, she's been active, but she hasn't really fought at this high level yet. And GDR, she's been out for a minute, so it's one of those fights that it's one that Norma she could take full advantage of right now. Easy said Lemos almost always throws faster, straighter punches than Andrade too, so she's gonna be sharper than Andrade was by default. Yeah, she should be. Yeah, her right hand would be, right down the pipe. So, you can't miss a straight punch. And if you miss a straight punch or two, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, she shouldn't be missing them. If Dern's coming right forward and she makes that beeline and she lands that right hand, yeah, she could put her down early, man. Because I don't see Mackenzie Dern being able to slow it down and fight at a slow pace either. You know what I mean? Like slowing it down and trying to fight the striking pace of Lemos. Like to me, that's going to benefit Lemos even more. Dern just gonna have to run out there, arms flailing, and just dive in and try to get her down, man. I know what I wanted to say. You know what I think, Easy? I kind of see the rhythm of Manon and Aaron possibly being kind of like it could kind of be like GDR versus Pena. Like kind of like that fight. Like as far as like the surprises in it, like where you see Pena was actually doing a little bit better with her striking against GDR than a lot of people were surprised, and you see GDR submission game was kind of underestimated in that fight. And that's not giving my pick. I'm just kind of thinking like that's what fighters have to do at some point. Like, Pena had to kind of step up her stand-up game to hang in there with GDR, and GDR had to step up her grappling game and her submission game to hang with Pena. Aaron's not as reckless though as Juliana Pena, so I'm not saying that would end like a submission, but I kind of see it being sort of like that type of fight where people think it's gonna be striker versus grappler, but then you see the wrestler striking, and then you see the striker in there submitting. Easy said, I'm interested to see how Aaron will handle Manon's size. That will dictate the fight to me. Yeah, because she handled Tyler's size well, but again, Tyler's not really a mover like that. FC said, when do you see Grasso Shevchenko 3 happening, and who do you see have more chances to improve for that fight and why? I think this fight might happen I think it might be in like May or June at this point. I think they might push it to be closer to the summertime now because, Grasso already, she told people she wasn't on 300, but April's kind of been filled up. May's still kind of filling out. And with June still on the table, I think this third fight might be like in May or June. And as far as like chances to improve, I I think I might have to say I think Valentina. I mean, I think they both have room, as far as like the time they have off now, they they could go out there and, make those adjustments in the fight. But I actually think, Valentina has some room to improve because um, I thought she was doing okay in the first fight until she got finished. And the second fight, I thought she won. I thought she won the second fight too. So I think, with what Valentina has, like the little mistakes that she made in the first fight cost her because yeah, Grasso studied that. But with everything else Valentina possessed, like, when she would fight at a slower pace, a little bit more calm, it still kind of favored her. You know what I mean? Like the pace still kind of favored her. Grasso had made some adjustments in her style coming into both fights, but I still think, Valentina had enough to beat her in the first fight till she made that reckless mistake. Second fight, I thought she won. But I think, it'll really just come down to like that same thing again. Like you see when she got her back in the fifth, like will she be able to do that again? And she's not really you're not really like intimidated by Valentina's power and striking anymore. So she'll take chances, but I still think Valentina has that IQ where she can just kind of go in and be active. Like she can still take Grasso down. She can still out jab her. So those are little things that she did in the second fight. I think she can improve off of more to get her a victory again. So that's just kind of an early look, kind of an early pick, to me. Yeah, Aaron does have longer arms. You know, she does have longer arms than But Gary said Aaron's reach is about the same as Manone's. Is it? Let me see, because yeah, when you see them throw them punches, like Aaron's arms do look a little longer. But let me check. But as far as like actual reach, let me see. What is it? Oh, they got Aaron listed at a 68, and yeah, Manone's is a 66. Yeah, like yeah, Aaron's reach. Aaron's shorter, but her reach is 2 inches longer. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Zaman. Like, I'm not looking at UFC stats. I can even look at Tapology. You know, Tapology, I think they're closer to it. But even when I look at it and eyeball it, I think that Aaron's Aaron, when she extends her jab, her arms are a little bit longer, you know. But again, gotta know how to utilize that reach though. Yeah, you know, it's just like Pena. You know, when Pena look at Pena's frame, you know, she got them long, kind of like long, gangly arms and stuff. So, you know, so I look at Aaron and when she outstretches that, yeah, I can see I can tell Aaron does have a 68-inch reach. And yeah, Manone, I would say hers is probably like, yeah, they got it right at a 66. Yeah, I'd say it's a little, you know, taller. She's taller, but yeah, like sometimes it's like that. Some fighters just have shorter arms. Yeah. You know, Terrence Crawford, he's not like this tall guy, but he's got long arms, you know, for his height. Yeah, yeah, that 2 inches, yeah. To really make your reach work, you know, you just gotta be able to use you gotta be able to use long strikes and timing, you know. Think, you know, that's gonna be her key because I think Manone's gonna be the faster hands. Um, but either Aaron, I think, you know, timing will be her thing. Yeah, that's probably one fight I'm more so hyped about, you know. And Verna and Lupi should be a good fight. Verna and Lupi should be a good fight too. But all right, y'all, I'm about to jump off of here. It's been a good conversation with y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm about to. I'm hungry. Yeah, Aaron's got active footwork, but head is still on the line too. That's why I want to see her like kind of Aaron start moving her head a little bit. Like I like how she will throw her jabs now with her head kind of taking off the line. Like that is something that I can see being a problem in this fight. Like where Aaron is kind of taking her head off the line more. Um and again, that's something I told people like Aaron has improved off of that. Like again, JJ may have won one round against her, but she learned from that. And you see in the next couple of fights, like she took some punches, but when she starts to kind of get into a groove, she'll start moving more, you know. Head is still there, getting hit, but you know, she's starting to understand like she's got to start like fainting a little bit and stepping in at angles. Yeah, a good fight though. It's a good fight coming up. But let me jump off here, y'all. I'll probably catch y'all later this week and we will talk about some of the other fights. Easy says someone tell Grasso not to sit on a combo from the outside. That's what Valentina will be looking for to get under her. Yeah. Yeah, because she can still take her down, man. Like she can still like Valentina's gonna take her down. Valentina's gonna take Grasso down again and you know, they fight again. And like her thing is gonna have to be improving off of those little things. Like Grasso, I think, needs a finish, you know, to really, really secure it this time. Both are gonna really, you know, Valentina will need a lock of finish though, so she don't get a draw. Valentina's jab in the second fight was on point, much better than the first one. I think a decisive victory will be to avoid mistakes for both. Yeah. Nothing fancy, you know, like sometimes, you know, we get carried away, you know, can't be doing nothing fancy. Balance Zama said I don't see Manon exposing that much. She isn't some slick that she's a blitzer and Aaron can't avoid she can avoid it with footwork. No, I think I really wouldn't call Manon like a blitzer. I really wouldn't call her a blitzer. Like I would call her more of a six than a blitzer. Like because if she was a blitzer, she should have been stopped by now. Even like Caitlin Chikagan should have like taken her, should have pieced her up and taken her apart. Like blitzer to me is somebody blitzing in there mindlessly, like Mackenzie Dern. Just blitz forward, blitz in. You know, because even like if that was the case, if she was a blitzer, I think Rose should have been able to catch her a couple of times, but she was actually out striking Rose. She was actually turning Rose and exiting and stepping in and out. Oh man. But yeah, let me get over here now. I got to go. This time I got to go. All right, this time I got to go. I'm hungry. Hit that like if you haven't, and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll catch y'all maybe fight night, maybe after the fight. Especially if we get Mackenzie Dern gets laid out. I might be jumping back on like late, but we'll see. Other than that, y'all, I'm getting up out of here. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm out. Peace.